Hey guys, happy new year. It is officially 2026. I know I haven't been on for a hot minute. Life is going in its own direction, not necessarily in a bad way, but it's just a lot going on. But I did just want to jump on here and say something real quick. I responded to a post the other day where it was talking about food insecurity. And, for those of you who follow my journey, I grow my own food. I've been doing it for several years. And the concept of food insecurity, as much as it is a concept, it does not exist. There is not a food shortage. And you can talk to any farmer. There's a lot of food waste. There's not a food shortage, okay? There is a food crisis, yes, in the sense that it is no longer in the individual's hands to be the source of their own food supply. The crisis is because we live in a society where convenience is preferred over owning your own responsibility. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. We live in a society where convenience takes precedence over owning your own responsibility of providing your own source of food, right? So there was a response to the post, and the response did just what any other time I have this conversation with people. It was laced with an excuse. For those who know me personally, know that I operate from a zero excuse policy. I'm very black and white when it comes to things. I very, 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 very rarely operate in the space of gray. So when you say something to me that is in response to, well, it is, it's hard to do this because people work 40-hour weeks. I get that. So do I. And I've got 5 kids. And I've ran businesses on the side. And I have also gone to school full time, still made time to do it. Even did it while I was pregnant on several occasions. So I understand life is not easy. But at the end of the day, with any aspect of what a person does in their life, it comes down to priority and choices. It is either something you want to do or something you don't want to do. If you want to do it, you will find a way to get it done. If you don't want to do it, you're going to make excuse after excuse after excuse as to why you cannot, should not, won't, or whatever, get it done. So at the end of the day, if you want to learn to grow your own food, you will find a way. If you don't, you won't. Power of thought. Okay? So, in response to the overall post, which was complaining about the price of food, this is one of the reasons why I got on the bandwagon of really honing in and learning how to grow my own food, because I was getting annoyed at the price of food too. Like, it made no sense that I had to spend as much as I spent for 3 freaking peppers. And this is 2005. So we're now 21 years later. And I'm still hearing people complaining about the price of food. Okay, so you can either continue to complain about it and continue to pay the price that you got to pay for. Because yes, food is much more expensive now past COVID, right? You're either going to complain about it, continue to complain about it, but still put the money back into these people's pockets, right? The same people or the same companies that is lacing your food with pesticides, herbicides, that you have to wear a hazmat suit to apply to the food so that bugs do not eat the food, but yet you in turn turn around and consume the food. And then you wonder why people are dying the way that they are dying. Don't you think it has something to do with the food that they're lacing? The food that you're buying, the food that they're intoxifying? Like, okay, so take that control back. A brand new year, right? Let's stop with the excuses, because that's the first and foremost thing that we got to stop with. Stop with the excuses. If you want to do it, do it. These are for this is for the people that want to do it. Find a way. Okay? You got so many resources out here to figure out how to do it and how to do it cost effectively. It does not have to run your bank account. And if you start slow and you allow yourself to learn through trial and error in a slow and scaled format, you reduce the amount of financial exposure in this process. Okay? Slow and steady. Start with one thing. Get that under your belt. Then go to 2 things. Get that under your belt comfortably. Then make a risk. Go to 5. Then go to 10. And then scale it for the need of you and your family. Okay? You don't got to go in big where you have to spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. You can get a used bucket. Get you some leaves, some food scraps. Go around your neighborhood, grab some dirt, some soil. You don't have to use a lot of your funds to make it a reality. Heck, you don't even need to buy the seeds. Use the seeds from what you are buying already from the grocery store. You're buying peppers. Okay. When you cut open the pepper, if you're buying a whole pepper, what do you see? I did a whole video on this. You see a bunch of peppers. That is at least 30 to 50 new pepper plants for seeds that you done spent. You only purchased the pepper, but then you're getting the seeds as an added bonus. Put them on a wet paper towel, close it, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it somewhere dark for a few days, and you watch and see what happens with those seeds, right? Then the problem that we so-called have food crisis, we have a food instability, we have a food shortage. You will come to realize real quick once you really get into the midst of this, that there's a thing called overproduction. And when you get to a point as a farmer, as a grower, as a homesteader, and you are on this journey of growing your own food, you will get to a point, they call it overproduction, I call it abundance. When you get to that point where you have so much food, you don't know what to do with it. You have to learn how to preserve it. You have to learn how to do things in order to make it last. Otherwise, what happens? It goes to waste, sweetheart. So how do you go from having a food shortage, a food crisis, food insecurity, to if you actually took the responsibility of self, right? And just entered the journey of growing your own food, you will realize that there is no such thing as a food shortage, because you actually end up wasting more because you don't know what to do with it, and you're not going to want to eat it all. So you end up either giving it away, selling it, or it goes to waste. So no, there's not a food shortage. There's just a lack of accountability on ourselves individually, because it is a lot easier for us to live in a convenient society where we can go to a grocery store and purchase food, although we're going to complain about how much it costs, or we can go to a fast food restaurant and spend money on getting easy food that it is killing us, or we will just be able to go to all these other places and get our food source, instead of saying, hey, let me take control over this. Let me be the source that eventually can provide majority of our food. It will take time, but you have to start somewhere. So my question and my challenge to you is to grow one thing. Start with one thing that grows well in your area that you actually like to eat. Because think about it this way. If you did not have the choice, and if you did not have the convenience, would you not then find a way? If grocery stores all of a sudden shut down, and COVID should have been an eye-opener, because when there weren't things on the shelves that people were used to seeing on the shelves, they were scrambling. That should have been an eye-opener, and it was for a lot of people, but it should have been an eye-opener for a lot more people. And I'm disappointed at the fact that it was not. But if the convenience of a grocery store was not there, if the convenience of fast food restaurants were not there, And if farmers that, provide their food at farmers markets started keeping that food to themselves because they realize that there's something going on, what are you going to do? Think about it. So you can either figure out a way to find a way and make it happen, or you can be just like everybody else and complain and make excuses and wonder why your grocery bill keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And the amount of food that you can buy for the same dollar is getting lower and lower and lower. It's up to you. Have a good day.